Coming up on Colonial Sports Center, it's the recruiting episode. Army football added 18 new players. We're going to talk about 10 of them for you.
And then the men's hockey team took on Canisius this past Friday. Could they continue their 6-game win streak? Find out next.
Coming up next. And welcome back to Colonial Sports Center, where everything is made up and the points don't matter, just like salted sidewalks on Robert Morris's campus. I'm John Fisher alongside Kristen Kudla, and we have two special guests. Quarterback of the football team, Derek Abbott, and former offensive lineman, A.J. Dalton, also known as the latest NFL player in RMU athletics. So, guys, thanks for joining us today.
No problem.
Tonight.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure.
Tonight. Yeah. It's also a pleasure to be with you guys. So we're going to talk about some recruits. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Good? We're going to highlight the 10 best recruits that we think are going to make the biggest impact next year. Let's start behind center, under center. I should have said under center. Tyler Brown, quarterback from Spring Valley High School. Derek, your expertise. Under center, first team All-State, first team All-Tri-State, numerous records, and you look on the screen over here, all-time leader in passing yards, passing touchdowns, completions, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, and scoring over 3,000 yards and 41 touchdowns in the 2014 season. What do you think he's going to come up and do, and how are you going to take him under your wing?
Well, I mean, I think any new quarterback that we get is always good. Competition is always good. So all of us are fighting for one position. So the more, the merrier, I guess, and it also takes reps off of our arms in practice as well. So, like I said, just pushing all of us to make us better. So if he can come in, it's the best guy that can win for us.
Now, AJ, you made a living protecting quarterbacks.
Yes.
He's very mobile, just like Derek, with a big arm too.
Yeah, that's paramount. Like you said, you talked about his productivity. That's great. Quarterback is a very tangible position. You know, you need numbers to prove, how good you are, rather than other positions. He's a big guy, can move around. That'll make his versatility great, and he can do a lot of different things.
So let's move on to the next recruit, shall we? Kristen, this one's on you.
Absolutely. The next one is Chris Diaz. He's going to play guard here, or he was a guard back in his high school days. He comes in at 6'3", weighing 280. Very, very impressive. He drives through his opponent, so we can see through here on the highlight. He won't stop until he hits the ground or till his opponent is there.
By the way, he also a district champion in wrestling, lettered in track and field and lacrosse as well as football. Just throwing that out there.
It's amazing how these high school players can go and do all those different sports. Now, AJ, as a lineman, how does that wrestling aspect from Diaz's high school career, how does that play effect into the lineman part of football?
His wrestling background is paramount to his career. In terms of inside leverage, inside control, angles, making good tackles. There's a lot of things in wrestling that you can apply to football, and they just go hand in hand, and it's great that he's been able to touch on that and do so well in both sports.
Now, AJ, from the quarterback point
That's
of view.
Derek.
What? We're just so excited. I'm so excited about this. I'm getting everybody confused.
We look alike.
But
I can tell.
But from a quarterback's point of view, how important is the line?
Well, the offensive line's, I think, the most important position.
That's what you say with the former teammate right
they're the
next to you.
They're the most important positions on the field, in my opinion. Like I've said before, I obviously live with all of them, so I love being around offensive linemen. But I mean, like I said before with the quarterbacks, I mean, the more offensive linemen, the better. I mean, we had a couple guys go down last year, so having more guys to get in always helps, and getting that game experience. So I think he'll be a big help to us.
So now let's move on to, let's go a little bit down the line. Tight end, Aidan Black from Athens Academy High School, all the way down in Georgia, all Northeast Georgia the last 2 years. First team All-Region and All-County. Also letter winner in basketball and track and field. Track and field is going to be huge for a tight end. Obviously, guys very lanky, big legs, big arms, long arms too. What do you see from Aidan Black?
I see, having spent some time in Atlanta training before the Combine near Athens, I can say that the brand of football they play down there is really well. Those kids are fast, they're strong. Summers they spend in the weight room. Football is big time down there, and it seems like this kid has invested a lot of time and earned himself a scholarship.
Now, Derek, what do you look for in a tight end? Some quarterbacks call their tight end their pacifier, their safety blanket. I've seen you pass to Kemka a lot last year. You guys seem to have very good chemistry. Black's going to come in here, hopefully have the same relationship that you and Kemka do to this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you see a lot of teams in especially at the college and in the NFL level. I mean, the Patriots just won. They have a marquee tight end. That obviously helps. It adds another dimension to an offense, hitting seam routes, getting a mismatch on either safeties or linebackers. So I think that he could bring that to the table with his size and versatility.
We're moving on.
Nope.
Let's move on.
We're going to go on to Aaron Williams here now. In high school, he was a running back, but for the Colonials, he's yet to be determined a position. However, being that running back, he's a leader in all-purpose yards with 4,562 and 59 touchdowns just in his high school career. He's also, here's a little fun bit for you, John. He's going to be a journalism major.
More fun facts? How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. But here, whenever you look at his highlight, he's very, very quick, and if you give him the opportunity and you give him that gap, he's going to shoot it, and there's no stopping him. He's super quick and going to go all the way down. Now, looking at this from a player's point of view, how important is that to really be that quick, especially as a quarterback, depending on your running back?
That's very important. I mean, using him as an athlete coming in, you could use him in a lot of different positions, running bubble screens, running any sort of outside zones, you can use him all over the field. He's just more of a weapon. He's more of like a Percy Harvin type of player. So I think that could really help us going forward. And like you said, the productivity, that's obviously important for us because we want to have a lot of touchdowns next year.
Now, AJ, from a lineman's point of view, with somebody who's so quick and if you give him the room, he's going to go for it, how does a lineman really gauge how a running back can go?
It excites us. We love blocking for guys that love to run hard, love to find holes and get to the end zone. Guys that make the crowd excited are the same people that make us excited. And if we can just pave the way for a good running back to do his job, then we're doing our job, and that's the satisfaction we need.
Now, for the first time tonight, let's go to the defensive side of the ball. AJ, if you were still here, you'd be playing against this kid in practice. Come next season, Trey Harper, a defensive end from Chaminade Julienne High School. This kid's a monster of a man. Top 25 D-line prospect in Ohio, named All-Greater Catholic League, 6'4", 240. AJ, let's go to you first. You're looking at his tape here. Whistle-to-whistle player, quick lateral movement. He has the arm length of J.J. Watt in the NFL. What impresses you about this kid?
What impresses me, first off, John, about this kid is that his effort. There's one thing that you can develop a lot of different things, but you can't develop effort. That's something that has to come with you. And he's got a motor. And if you have a motor, you can be successful at the D-line position if you just give it your all. And the moves and the techniques and everything will come.
Now, Derek, you're going to be going against him in practice come the spring. What do you see from this guy? It looks like he's going to be giving you quite a challenge getting out of the pocket.
Yeah, absolutely. Just from looking at his film, it looks like he has a great motor, which is obviously important, playing defensive line position. So getting after guys, never giving up on a play. So stuff like that is, and also, that has to change things with protection as well. So you might have to add a back there or slide the line or something like that for a player that has a high motor and can get after and get into the backfield like that.
So you all heard it here first. Literally, we're the first ones to do this. Those are 5 out of the 10 we're doing tonight. So when we come back from the break, we'll have 5 more athletes for you and 1 middle linebacker that kind of reminds me of Mike Stokovic. You're going to be excited to see this kid out of this world. But we do have some breaking news from a little bit down over the way at the Sewell Center. Men's basketball tonight losing 63-62 after leading at the half 40-30. That drops them to 3rd place. We'll have the updates of the NEC standings for you and other Robert Morris sports as well. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Looking for these? You drive Buzzed, it could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
And welcome back to your favorite sports program, even better than Fox Sports Live. I'm John Fisher. Kristen Koda, let's get back to the game. We have a wide receiver coming in from Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, down from Derek's neck of the woods down there. His name is Warren Robinson. He's coming in here as a wide receiver. We'll be playing that position going here next season. Now, he's a very versatile athlete. Combined total, he has 1,030 rushing yards, 945 passing yards, in just his senior season alone. And he's totaled for 32 touchdowns in 2014, 21 of which were rushing, seven passing, and then 2 receiving, and then 1 even a punt return. Now, he's played the QB position, the wide receiver, and the running back. Derek, looking at this, how is a versatile player like this going to kind of come into contact with the new offense you guys are going to be running this season?
Well, like I said with the previous player that you mentioned earlier, versatility is obviously very important. And having guys from my neck of the woods obviously makes me very happy. Guys from Florida. So, and you know, he went to American Heritage, which is a power down in Orlando, or not in Orlando, in Florida. They always make it to the Citrus Bowl, the 7A state championship. They're always in it every year. And I actually had the opportunity to play his school in a couple tournaments too. But like I said earlier, like any guy that you can get the ball in open field and put moves on people, and that causes a lot of strain for her defense, so they're going to have to adjust, and that helps my job, and it helps the run game as well.
Now, AJ, how important is it for Robert Morris to have gotten a very, very versatile player such as Robinson?
It's great that they were able to land this kid, or we were able to land this kid, part of it too, because, the late college football frenzy is, speed is in Florida, and a lot of college places from the Division I level all the way down to NAIA always go to Florida, commit time to finding this rare speed because, they get the opportunity of spring ball, things we don't have up here because it's cold in the north. But no, it's a great opportunity to bring a kid from Florida with a lot of speed and has a lot of potential to play a bunch of different positions.
Now, let me ask you two real quick. You both played with Dwayne Mitchell. Unfortunately, he graduated. This was his senior season. Is it going to be even possible to replace a guy like that? And not just on the field and all of his accolades, because we can go on for hours about that alone, but in the locker room and behind the scenes as well. Yeah, I mean, obviously, trying to replace a guy like Dwayne Mitchell is obviously it's a difficult task. I also think that we have the guys to do it as well. I mean, Dwayne was also a very good leader on our football team, and he helped us in a lot of different ways other than just on the field stuff. So I think that obviously replacing him will be hard, but I think we have the guys to do it. And AJ, real quick, you got to know Dwayne very well in your time here.
Yeah, Dwayne's a great guy, great man of character. I don't like to use the word replace just because it's really hard to replace great players like that. I just look at it as more as Robert Morris is reloading and finding a player that has the same likeness as him.
Now, Robert Morris is losing one player in the backfield. That's Ryan Thermal, the powerhouse that we've all come to know. But there's some more speed coming in, just like Warren Robinson. Malik Wells from the Whippeal, Washington High School, for those of you that aren't from here. All-State honorable mention, a part of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Fab 22 South. Great speed. He can play the cover two as well, so he can pick apart defenses. He finds the hole quickly, breakaway speed, and he can catch. Derek, another dual threat. It seems like this offense is going to be loaded next season from the freshmen alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Just looking at this freshman class just coming in, they look like they show a lot of potential. And adding one more running back also helps us because, we also had that problem last year where we had guys go down as well. So adding just one more guy helps us a lot. And just from looking at tape, I mean, he's in and out of cuts quick, and then he can burst through a hole. So I think that is obviously really important for a running back. He looks like he has great vision, and like I said, in and out of cuts great.
Now, what's the difference between blocking for a guy like Ryan Thermal and blocking for a guy like Malik Wells? Extremely quick, very versatile, and he makes one move, he's off to the races.
It's definitely different from a blocking standpoint. A guy like Malik, you'd want to run more of a zone scheme where you can just get your lineman out, zone step, get a hat on a hat, and create seams and let him get where he needs to be because he has that speed and that vision. Ryan has great vision too, but we would look for more of a man blocking scheme in like a predetermined hole because a train on a correct track is unstoppable, and that's what I felt Ryan did in his career here at Robert Morris.
That is a profound statement, my friend. All right, so we have some more skill coming in.
We have Amir Fenwick, who is coming in
defensive line, yes.
Yes, absolutely. He played defensive tackle back in high school. Now he's coming in. He's finished 51 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, and 4 forced fumbles in 2014. He's a huge player, especially for the defense here, and he has helped be part of the 2014 defense that pitched his high school's 8 shutouts and allowed fewer than 4 points per game in that defense. Now, if you see here at the highlight, this guy is a huge driving force. AJ, seeing the defense, how can you see that Amir Fenwick can come in here as the defensive tackle and affect the RMU defense?
Well, I mean, obviously you can tell from at the NFL level that those defensive linemen get paid to get sacks. I mean, if you look at his highlight tape, the kid's very explosive. He gets to the quarterback. That trickles down into the college levels. If he can get to the quarterback and do the same things he did in high school, he's going to have a great career and he'll do well. Derek, I'm calling you AJ again. But hey, real quick, describe how important the defense is to you as an offensive quarterback.
Well, I think obviously defense helps us obviously a lot because it's a team game. So as fast as they can get the opposing offense off the field, they force a 3 and out, we can get back out there quickly and we can try and put the ball in the end zone. So obviously a guy like this would help stop the run, and that could make a team one-dimensional, only passing. So obviously that helps us a lot.
All right, AJ, you're going to love this kid. One reason, because he's from Ohio, right where you are, Poland, Ohio, Poland Seminary High School. Adam Wallet, all-time leading tackler, 327 tackles at Poland Seminary High, named AP All-Ohio second team, All-Northeast Ohio first team. I think you've been on a couple of those teams before, and All-Conference first team, Scholar Athlete Award for Northeastern Ohio chapter.
The list just goes on and on.
It really does, just like both of your resumes. AJ, talk about the Ohio native, and he just loves to hit people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Northeast Ohio is kind of where football was all created, with the Pro Football Hall of Fame being there. Youngstown has typically a reputation of producing a lot of tough kids, a lot of great coaches from all 3 of the Stoopses to Bo Pelini to Tressel. You can go on and on. His brother, Luke, was a standout at Kent State. He was 4-time All-MAC, so obviously he has the pedigree. He's got the hard-nosed mentality. I've played a lot of the same teams he's played, and they've had a great playoff run, and I'm really, really hopeful in this kid.
Derek, can you agree with the comparison I made earlier? He looks like Mike Stokovic.
Yeah, he does.
I firmly believe that.
Yeah, he's a very, very hard hitter. He looks like he plays very, very aggressive style football. He's a downhill guy. He's up in your face. He'll hit the crap out of you. He's just an all-around, looks like a really solid linebacker.
And our last recruit, and I know it's come so fast, like full circle, like the Lion King, the circle of life. Go ahead.
Well, the RMU graduated Antoine this past year. Now we're getting another Antoine. This is Antoine Means. He's going to be playing defensive back for the Colonials, and he comes in at 6'3", 180 pounds. He's tallied 61 tackles, forced fumbles, and fumble recovery in his season year. He's done a great job here, and even on passing plays, he's able to stay with his man defensively, and he can really read the plays very, very well. And even on running plays, he's able to see where the running back is going, find the gap, and shooting right towards it to get the tackle. Now, guys, both of you kind of compare how, with Antoine graduating, how Antoine Means is going to come in here and maybe even fill his position.
It's really hard, like I said before, about Dwayne and to fill a position. But if he can come in and do the same things Antoine did and make special plays on special teams, his career, should be very good. Another thing that I'll note is talking about Northeast Ohio, Western Pennsylvania, and Florida are all great recruiting areas. And Antoine is from the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. And anytime you can steal a kid from a great recruiting area like that in a pipeline situation, it's great for your program.
Now, Derek, the defensive team has had quite the chemistry the past few seasons. How do you think that Means is going to come in here and work with that chemistry?
Well, those guys are all connected. Those guys all hang out together, they eat together, they work together, they do everything together. So I think he'll fit right in. They'll take him in under as a brother. And they know that, obviously they got to show him the ropes. of what it takes to be a corner and be part of that secondary.
All right, so guys, we're almost out of time. So in one word, Derek, we'll start with you. This recruiting class in one word.
One word.
Yep. That's 2
Putting
words,
on the
but keep
spot.
going.
Hard-nosed.
Hard-nosed.
One word that I would use to describe this class would be wholesome.
You are such a profound gentleman. Guys, thank you so much. I want to give you guys a fist bump. I'm not feeling well. I don't want to get you sick. Take care. We look forward to seeing both of you later on in your senior season. So coming up next, we're going to have the rest of the Robert Morris athletic program for you. That means basketball, hockey, and maybe even some softball. Softball?
Primetime plays.
Primetime plays of the week coming up next.
The Red Sea. They need to be able to feed themselves. Penn State couldn't beat the Colonials in a game. It truly was a shame. And then Sacred Heart pioneered.
The RMU Century Media app is your mobile resource for all news Robert Morris. With access to campus news, RMU sports, and lifestyles, as well as RMU radio and RMU TV, the RMU Century Media app allows you access to all the information you need, no matter where you are. You'll have access to thousands of articles already online, and the new ones that are added daily. Download the RMU Century Media app for free today.
Hello, I'm back. How are you?
I missed you.
I missed you too. Choo choo! They're a train that keeps on rolling. Who would win in a fight, Ditka or a hurricane? I swear, each year could become a feel-good movie for the whole family. They just aren't losing. It's a shame, isn't it? Do you know how to tame a tiger? Either grow up with them or keep one as a pet like Mike Tyson.
Thank you, John. It's a pleasure being by your side.
Okay. Wasn't that a blast? Thanks again to Derek and AJ for joining us tonight. So let's move on to some hoops. After the team suffered injuries to Lucky Jones and Dave Apollon, the RMU men's basketball team traveled to LIU Brooklyn last Thursday. Marquise Reed's 22 points was not enough to take down Long Island. As NEC play is winding down, the health of their captain, Lucky Jones, will play a key part in the race for the Northeast Conference crown.
But luckily, the team didn't have to go long without Jones, as he was welcomed back into the lineup against Fairleigh Dickinson. Jones led the Colonials in scoring with 24 points, but Earl Potts Jr. was close behind for the Knights with 22 points. The Colonials went on to defeat the Knights 76-72.
And now we do have the most updated standings for you as of tonight. St. Francis Brooklyn is in first. Since Robert Morris lost, they moved down to third. Bryant takes the 2 spot, and behind them is St. Francis U, Mount St. Mary's, and LIU Brooklyn at 4, 5, and 6, respectively.
It should be real exciting how the rest of the season is going to pan out here. But going from that, the women's team also made the trip down to New Jersey as they took the court against the Lady Knights. RMU led FDU 46-28 going into the first half, but a spirited Knights team fought back to bring the score within 1 point. It was an impressive 32-point performance by Erica Livermore that contributed to FDU's success, but the Colonials would hold on to the lead and end with defeating Fairleigh Dickinson 69-68.
Now, Sabascalia is getting lucky. Too bad they don't have Lucky Jones, as they defeated the Blackbirds with a healthy roster 77-58. Stan Lamprout, once again, the Greek goddess herself, scored over 20 points, while only 2 field goals came from beyond the arc, not like her. But once again, only 1 Colonial player did not tally any points. And as for those Blackbirds, Shanova Dove paced the Blackbirds with 20 points. And moving on to the NEC standings on the women's side. Kristen.
Now the women's team doing much better than the men's right now. They are currently have sole position of second place. In front of them is Central Connecticut. Coming behind in third is Bryant, followed by Sacred Heart, Mount St. Mary's, Fairleigh Dickinson. LIU is currently tied for 7th with St. Francis Brooklyn. Coming in 9th is Wagner, and tallying up the rest is St. Francis U.
Do those Knights say knee, by the way, those FDU Knights?
I do not know.
Oh, jeez.
Now, the men's hockey team was tied for the most consecutive wins in a season going into their game against Canisius. As the top team in the AHA, could the Colonials defeat the Golden Griffins? We're going to travel all the way down to 84 Lumber to find out.
Are you serious? That was a Monty Python reference. The Knights that say knee? Seriously?
Well, I missed it.
Where's your pop culture?
Well, coming in here, we're going to have Colonials right there as Wilson's going to get the goal. But, wait, just kidding. I spoke a little bit too soon. I pulled a you, John.
You pulled a me. I don't know, Miss Fun Fact.
You always are too early. But going in here in the third, Canisius is going to tie it up and send it into overtime. Now, real exciting. Dalton Isaac really lost the puck there. It was luck by the Canisius offense there. But going into overtime with 30 seconds left, the Colonials are able to win as Greg Gibson scores the final. Now, the Colonials went on to defeat the Golden Griffins with a final score of 2-1. Canisius' lone goal was scored by Ralph Kundme, but that wasn't enough as RMU extended their win streak to 7 games. Could RMU go for 8? John has your answer.
If you tweet about the RMU men's hockey team's winning streak, you'll still be correct. They now have the nation's longest undefeated streak, even though that they tied Canisius. Derek Scully and company will now travel to RIT and then finish out the regular season with Niagara at home. And now moving on very quickly to the standings for the AHC. Robert Morris, a firm lead. They are 3 points away from the #1 seed and their first ever AHC regular season championship.
Yeah, they get the bye there. But the women's team tried to boost their standings Friday as they took on Syracuse. Syracuse struck first, but a goal by Maddie Colias tied the game in the second. The Colonials seemed to do well until Nicole Penault scored on the power play in the third. Syracuse defeated RMU 2-1. Maybe they could have a better luck on Saturday.
I don't know, they don't have Lucky Jones. Alicia Burris and Heather Schwartz put the finishing touches on the Colonials as they topple RMU 3-1. Jessica Dodds was tested again, stopping 27 of the 30 shots she faced. Senior weekend is upon us, which starts tomorrow at 7 p.m. against RIT.
Now, could the games help them in their standings? Right now, we're going to go to that. Mercyhurst leading, going to Penn State, then Syracuse. RMU following in the middle there, followed by Lindenwood and RIT.
It's been a very fun and exciting show, so what we're going to do, we're going to go right to the Primetime Players of the Week after the commercial break. How's that for drama? Coming up next.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
Oh, look, a redhead.
Staring contest.
You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. We are already out of time. We're going to see you all next week. We'll have primetime for you on our website. Take it all easy down there and at.